In the category of don't ever try this at home, North Carolina scientist Fred Boyce was off duty from his job at the Pine Knoll Shores Aquarium when he spotted the 250-pound, 10-foot-long alligator. Wildlife officials had been called in, but they were still a couple hours away. So Boyce did what any brave man would do, approaching the gator, but Boyce had bitten off more than he could chew. The alligator attacked him, nearly ripping his arm from his body. Boyce was rushed to the hospital. The gator finally wrangled and returned to the wild. And we are happy, overjoyed, in fact, to have Fred Boyce here to join us from his home in Swansboro, North Carolina. Fred Boyce, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I have to ask, first and foremost, how is the arm today?
The arm is fine. Actually, it feels perfectly fine. The alligator was actually very nice, let me off easy compared to what he could have done. They have a jaw closing pressure of somewhere around 1,500 pounds per square inch, 12 to 1,500 pounds, depending on the size of the alligator, possibly even more. So could have been really, a lot worse.
What were you thinking exactly here, Fred?
That's a question I still haven't really figured out myself, especially, during the time it was all going on. Things kind of progressed rapidly, and I think I was thinking how embarrassed I'm going to be by all this, probably more than anything else. This is not good, and of course I thought I was just performing for a small group of first responders and deputy sheriffs. Performing is not really the right word either, but I thought that was the only people there. So little did I know, I still haven't quite clued into this digital age that we live in, and the idea that people have video cameras handy at all times.
This is something of a hobby of sorts for you. You are in fact a gator wrangler.
Well, I have worked with them for many years, yes, in many different capacities, both in the wild, in zoos, or particularly a zoo I worked in Maryland.
So there they are. The medical technicians are actually attending to your wounds, and I saw that you actually wanted another shot at the alligator, and they recommended against it.
They did, yeah. They were thinking, I think, a lot more clearly than I was, possibly. I was awfully glad they were there, and actually they were on the scene already when I arrived. They had the ambulance there, and I remember joking around with them that I was glad they were there because I might be needing you guys here in a few minutes.
We are very glad that you're here to join us this morning again. Fred Boyce from Swansboro, North Carolina. Fred,
I'm lucky to be here.
Leave the 10-foot gators alone, Fred.
You said don't try this at home, and I would just say don't try this, period.
And with some good advice right there.